Ladies and gentlemen, here we are, standing at the edge of another year, a blank slate, a fresh start. But this time it's not just any year, this is 2025, the year you reclaim your focus, your energy, and your life. Let me ask you something. How much of your time in the past has been spent worrying about things outside of your control? Comparing yourself to others? Chasing someone else's definition of success? It's time to stop. This year, you focus only on you. I'm not talking about selfishness, I'm talking about self-mastery. The kind of focus that transforms your life from the inside out. Because when you grow, when you step into your own potential, that's when you can truly make an impact on the world. Step 1, own your energy. Your energy is your most valuable asset. It's the fuel for your dreams, your relationships, and your health. In 2025, you have one job: protect it. Stop giving it away to negativity. Stop wasting it on gossip, drama, and distractions. Ask yourself, does this feed my soul? Or does it drain me? If it drains you, let it go. If it inspires you, dive in with everything you've got. Step 2, set boundaries like a boss. Boundaries aren't walls to keep people out, they're guardrails to keep you on the path to your best self. This year, stop saying yes to things out of guilt or fear of judgment. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your goals, you're saying no to yourself. Your time is precious. Guard it like the treasure it is. Step 3, run your own race. Comparison is the thief of joy. And in 2025, you're done letting it rob you. Forget what everyone else is doing. Their journey is not your journey. Their timeline is not your timeline. This year, focus on your progress. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. You're not in competition with anyone else. You're building your own legacy. Step 4, level up every day. The key to success is not in giant leaps, it's in consistent daily action. Every single day in 2025, ask yourself, what can I do today to be 1% better than I was yesterday? It doesn't matter if it's your fitness, your mindset, or your skills. Growth is growth is growth. And those tiny improvements, over time, they compound into extraordinary results. Step 5, trust the process. Let's be real, there will be challenges. There will be days when you feel stuck, when progress seems invisible. But here's the truth, those moments are where the magic happens. Growth doesn't come from comfort, it comes from the struggle. So embrace the hard days. They're not obstacles, they're stepping stones to your breakthrough. The power of self-focus. Focusing on yourself isn't about shutting the world out, it's about showing up for the world as your strongest, truest self. When you take care of you, you have more to give to your family, your friends, and your purpose. This year is your chance to build the life you've always dreamed of, but it starts with you. Not what others expect, not what society says you should do, but what you truly want. So in 2025, I challenge you to focus only on yourself. Master your energy, set your boundaries, run your own race, level up every day, trust the process. Because when you commit to yourself, the possibilities are limitless. Now, take a deep breath. Picture the person you want to become by the end of this year. See them clearly. Feel their strength, their confidence, their joy. That person is waiting for you. And 2025 is your year to meet them. Protecting your energy is the foundation of living a purposeful and fulfilling life. Your energy is your most valuable resource. It fuels your thoughts, actions, and interactions with the world around you. Without it, even the grandest ambitions and most meaningful goals can feel out of reach. Yet, in a world filled with constant noise, distractions, and demands, we often let our energy be depleted by things that do not serve us. This is the year to change that. This is the year to reclaim your energy, guard it fiercely, and channel it into what truly matters. It starts with awareness. Most people go through life without truly understanding where their energy is going. They wake up, scroll through their phones, engage in conversations that drain them, and react to every external demand as if they are obligated to do so. But let me tell you something, you are not obligated to give your energy to anything that does not serve your growth, happiness, or well-being. Energy flows where attention goes. Every moment you spend on negativity, distractions, or unproductive habits is energy you cannot get back. And here's the harsh truth: no one else is going to protect your energy for you. That responsibility falls squarely on your shoulders. One of the biggest culprits of energy loss is the tendency to overcommit. How many times have you said yes to something you didn't want to do just because you felt guilty or worried about what others might think? Every unnecessary yes is a silent no to yourself. Think about that. When you say yes to attending that event you're dreading, spending time with someone who drains you, or taking on a task you don't have the capacity for, you're sacrificing a piece of your energy that could have been invested in something meaningful. In 2025, it's time to stop being a people pleaser and start being a protector of your own energy. Another sneaky energy thief is the time we spend on negativity, whether it's our own or someone else's. Negativity is like a black hole. It pulls you in, drains you, and leaves you feeling depleted. Maybe it's the endless complaints about things you can't control. Maybe it's the people in your life who always seem to find something wrong with every situation. Or maybe it's the time you spend replaying past mistakes, worrying about the future, or indulging in self-doubt. Whatever form it takes, negativity has no place in the life of someone who is serious about protecting their energy. The solution is not to ignore problems or pretend that everything is perfect. It's about choosing where to direct your focus. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, shift your attention to what you can control. Focus on solutions, gratitude, and progress. If there are people in your life who are consistently negative, you may need to set boundaries or limit your interactions with them. That doesn't mean you don't care about them. It means you care enough about yourself to prioritize your well-being. Another key aspect of protecting your energy is being mindful of how you start and end your day. Mornings set the tone for the rest of your day, and yet many people start their mornings by diving straight into distractions. They wake up, grab their phone, and start scrolling through social media or checking emails. Before they've even had a chance to center themselves, they're already reacting to the demands of the outside world. This is a recipe for energy depletion. Imagine starting your day with intention instead. What if, instead of reaching for your phone, you spent a few minutes meditating, journaling, or simply sitting in silence? What if you use that time to focus on your goals, set your priorities, and visualize the person you want to be? Those few moments of intention can make a world of difference in how you feel and how you show up throughout the day. Similarly, how you end your day matters just as much. The hours before you go to bed should be a time to wind down, reflect, and recharge. But too often we use that time to binge on mindless entertainment, engage in unproductive activities, or overthink everything that went wrong during the day. Instead, use that time to nurture your energy. Read something inspiring, write down your wins for the day, or simply give yourself permission to rest. Rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Without it, you cannot show up as your best self. It's also important to recognize the impact of your environment on your energy. The people, places, and habits you surround yourself with can either uplift you or drain you. Take a moment to evaluate your environment. Are the people in your life supportive and encouraging, or are they constantly bringing you down? Are the spaces you spend your time in conducive to creativity, focus, and peace, or are they cluttered and chaotic? Your environment matters more than you realize. If something in your environment is draining your energy, it's time to make a change. That might mean decluttering your workspace, creating a calming corner in your home, or even rethinking your relationships. Another way to protect your energy is to be intentional about how you spend your time. Time and energy are deeply connected. When you waste time on things that don't matter, you're also wasting energy. This doesn't mean you can't relax or have fun. It means you should be mindful of whether your activities are adding to your life or taking away from it. Scrolling mindlessly through social media, for example, might feel like a break, but it often leaves you feeling drained and unfulfilled. On the other hand, spending time on a hobby, connecting with loved ones, or simply going for a walk can replenish your energy and bring you joy. Physical health is another critical component of energy protection. Your body is the vessel for your energy, and how you treat it matters. Nourish your body with wholesome food, stay hydrated, and move regularly. Exercise is not just about staying fit, it's a powerful way to boost your energy and clear your mind. Sleep, too, is non-negotiable. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and if you're running on fumes, everything in your life will feel harder. Treat your body with the respect it deserves, and it will reward you with the energy you need to thrive. Finally, protecting your energy requires a shift in mindset. It's about recognizing that your energy is finite and choosing to spend it wisely. It's about valuing yourself enough to prioritize your well-being. It's about understanding that you cannot be everything to everyone, and that's okay. You are at your best when you are whole, and being whole requires protecting your energy fiercely and unapologetically. Setting strong boundaries is one of the most empowering decisions you can make for yourself. Boundaries are not about shutting people out, they're about creating a safe space where you can thrive. They are the invisible lines that define where you end and others begin. Without boundaries, your energy, time, and focus are at the mercy of the world around you. With strong boundaries, you regain control over your life. You can finally prioritize what matters most to you unapologetically. Many people struggle with boundaries because they confuse them with selfishness or fear they'll upset others by setting limits. But the truth is, boundaries are acts of self-respect. They are declarations that your time, energy, and well-being are valuable. When you set boundaries, you're not saying, I don't care about others. You're saying, I care about myself enough to protect what I need to be my best self. And here's the thing, when you take care of yourself, you're better able to show up for others. Boundaries benefit everyone, even if it doesn't feel that way in the moment. One of the biggest challenges with boundaries is learning to say no for many people. Saying no feels uncomfortable, even impossible. They worry they'll be seen as rude, ungrateful, or uncaring. But saying yes to everything and everyone comes at a cost, and that cost is your own peace of mind. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your priorities or values, you're saying no to something that does. You're spreading yourself too thin, diluting your energy, and neglecting what truly matters to you. I think about how often you've agreed to things you didn't want to do. Maybe it was a social event you felt obligated to attend, a favor you didn't have the capacity to fulfill, or a project you didn't have the time to take on. In the moment, saying yes might have felt easier than saying no, but later you probably felt drained, resentful, or overwhelmed. That's the price of weak boundaries. It's a price you can no longer afford to pay. Learning to say no is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. Start small. The next time you're asked to do something that doesn't feel right for you, pause before responding. Give yourself permission to say, let me think about it and get back to you. This simple phrase buys you time to evaluate whether the request aligns with your priorities. If it doesn't, say no firmly but kindly. You don't owe anyone a lengthy explanation or apology. A simple, I appreciate the offer, but I can't commit to that right now is enough. Remember, your no doesn't need to be justified to anyone but yourself. Another key aspect of setting boundaries is communicating them clearly. People can't respect boundaries they don't know exist. If you spent years saying yes to everything or being available at all times, others might not realize they're crossing your limits. It's your job to let them know. This doesn't have to be confrontational or dramatic. In fact, the best boundary-setting conversations are calm and straightforward. Instead of blaming or accusing, focus on how you feel and what you need. For example, instead of saying, you're always interrupting me when I'm working, you could say, I need uninterrupted time to focus on my work, so I'll be turning off my phone during those hours. When you set boundaries, not everyone will respond well. Some people might push back, test your limits, or even get upset. That's okay. Their reaction is not your responsibility. Boundaries are not about controlling how others behave. They're about controlling how you respond to their behavior. If someone refuses to respect your boundaries, that's a reflection of them, not you. Stay firm and remember that enforcing your boundaries is an act of self-respect. Another challenge with boundaries is that they require consistency. It's not enough to set a boundary once and hope it sticks. You have to reinforce it over time. If someone crosses your boundary, remind them calmly but firmly. For example, if you've asked someone not to call you during certain hours and they continue to do so, say, I've mentioned that I'm unavailable during these times. Please respect that moving forward. Consistency sends a clear message that your boundaries are not negotiable. Boundaries aren't just about saying no to others, they're also about saying yes to yourself. They create space for you to focus on your goals, values, and well-being. Without boundaries, your time and energy are constantly pulled in different directions, leaving little room for what truly matters to you. With boundaries, you can prioritize your needs without guilt or apology. You can finally give yourself permission to rest, recharge, and pursue the things that light you up. Setting boundaries also means letting go of the need to please everyone. This is one of the hardest but most liberating parts of boundary work. People pleasing is exhausting. It's a never-ending cycle of trying to meet everyone else's expectations, often at the expense of your own happiness. But here's the truth: no matter how hard you try, you will never please everyone. And that's okay. Your worth is not determined by how much you do for others or how well you meet their expectations. Your worth is inherent, and you don't need anyone else's approval to validate it. As you begin setting boundaries, you'll notice a powerful shift in your life. You'll feel lighter, freer, and more in control. You'll have more energy to invest in the people and activities that truly matter to you. You'll find that your relationships improve because they're built on mutual respect, not obligation or resentment. And most importantly, you'll begin to feel more aligned with your true self. Boundaries also teach others how to treat you. When you set and enforce boundaries, you're sending a clear message: I value myself and I expect you to do the same. This doesn't mean everyone will agree with your boundaries, but it does mean they'll understand where you stand. Over time, the people who respect you will respect your boundaries, and those who don't may fade from your life. Either way, you're creating space for healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Boundaries are also crucial in protecting your mental and emotional health. Without them, it's easy to become overwhelmed, stressed, or burned out. When you set boundaries, you're creating a buffer between yourself and the demands of the outside world. You're giving yourself permission to rest, recharge, and say no to anything that doesn't serve you. This is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and boundaries are the tools that keep your cup full. It's also important to recognize that boundaries are not one size fits all. What works for one person may not work for another. Your boundaries should reflect your unique values, priorities, and needs. Take the time to evaluate what's most important to you and where you need to draw the line. Maybe you need boundaries around your work hours, your personal space, or your time with family. Maybe you need to set boundaries with your own habits, like limiting screen time or saying no to overcommitment. Whatever your boundaries look like, they should feel authentic to you. Boundaries are not rigid rules, they're flexible tools. Life is unpredictable, and there will be times when you need to adjust your boundaries to fit your circumstances. That's okay. The key is to stay true to your values and prioritize your well-being. If a boundary no longer serves you, adjust it. If a new situation requires a new boundary, set it. Boundaries are not about perfection, they're about progress. Running your own race is about embracing the journey that is uniquely yours and letting go of the need to compare yourself to others. It's about understanding that your path, your progress, and your destination are entirely your own and cannot be measured against anyone else's. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with images of success, achievement, and milestones on social media and beyond, it can feel almost impossible to avoid comparison. But here's the truth: comparison is the thief of joy. It robs you of the ability to appreciate where you are, how far you've come, and the progress you are making toward your goals. When you compare your life to someone else's, you're not seeing the full picture. You're seeing a highlight reel, a carefully curated snapshot that doesn't reveal the struggles, sacrifices, and setbacks that person has faced. Your journey is unique to you, and that is your power. No one else has walked in your shoes, faced your challenges, or carried your dreams. No one else has your exact combination of experiences, talents, and aspirations. When you focus on running your own race, you step into the fullness of who you are and the potential of who you can become. You stop measuring yourself against others and start measuring yourself against the only standard that truly matters: the person you were yesterday. That's the only comparison worth making. Are you growing? Are you learning? Are you taking steps, no matter how small, toward becoming the best version of yourself? That's what running your own race is all about. One of the biggest obstacles to running your own race is the pressure to conform to societal expectations. From a young age, we are taught to follow a certain script: go to school, get a degree, land a stable job, buy a house, start a family, and so on. While there's nothing wrong with these milestones, they're not one size fits all. Your timeline doesn't have to match anyone else's. Maybe you'll reach certain milestones earlier or later than others, or maybe your milestones will look completely different. That's okay. Life is not a race to a predetermined finish line. It's a journey of discovering what fulfills you, what excites you, and what aligns with your values. When you run your own race, you give yourself permission to create a life that feels authentic and meaningful to you, regardless of what others might think or expect. Another challenge in running your own race is overcoming the fear of judgment. It's natural to want approval and validation from others, but when you base your decisions on what others think, you lose sight of what's truly important to you. The truth is, people are always going to have opinions. Some will support you and some won't. But their opinions are not your reality. You cannot control what others think, but you can control how much weight you give their opinions. When you focus on running your own race, you stop seeking external validation and start finding fulfillment within yourself. You make choices based on what feels right for you, not on what will impress or appease others. Running your own race also means embracing your pace. Everyone's journey unfolds differently, and progress looks different for everyone. Some people achieve certain goals quickly, while others take longer. Neither is better or worse, they're simply different. When you compare your pace to someone else's, you risk feeling inadequate or rushed. But the truth is, there's no need to hurry. Life is not about how fast you can get to the next milestone, it's about the quality of the journey. Celebrate where you are right now, even if it's not where you ultimately want to be. Trust that as long as you keep moving forward, you're making progress. One of the most liberating aspects of running your own race is letting go of the need for perfection. Perfectionism is paralyzing. It keeps you stuck, afraid to take action because you're worried it won't be good enough. But here's the thing, progress matters more than perfection. Every step you take, no matter how small or imperfect, is a step in the right direction. When you run your own race, you give yourself permission to be a work in progress. You understand that mistakes and setbacks are not failures, they're opportunities to learn and grow. Running your own race also requires self-awareness. You need to know what you want, what drives you, and what success looks like for you. It's easy to get caught up in chasing goals that don't actually align with your values because they're what society, your family, or your peers expect. But true fulfillment comes from pursuing goals that resonate with your heart and soul. Take the time to reflect on what matters most to you. What are your priorities? What are your priorities? What are your passions? What kind of life do you want to create for yourself? When you have clarity about your own path, it becomes much easier to stay focused and resist the urge to compare yourself to others. Staying in your own lane doesn't mean isolating yourself or ignoring the achievements of others. It means celebrating their successes without letting them diminish your own. There's enough room in the world for everyone to thrive. Someone else's success does not take away from your own potential. In fact, when you genuinely celebrate others' accomplishments, you create a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. You remind yourself that there's no limit to what you can achieve. Running your own race is about collaboration, not competition. It's about recognizing that we all have different paths and there's beauty in that diversity. Another important aspect of running your own race is resilience. Life will throw obstacles in your way. There will be times when you feel like you're falling behind, when progress seems slow or non-existent. In those moments, it's easy to look at others and wonder why their journey seems so much smoother or faster. But what you don't see are the struggles they face behind the scenes. Everyone has their own challenges, even if they're not visible to the outside world. Instead of comparing your struggles to someone else's success, focus on building your own resilience. Remember that setbacks are temporary, and every challenge you overcome makes you stronger. Running your own race also involves practicing gratitude. It's easy to focus on what you don't have or what you haven't achieved yet, especially when you're comparing yourself to others. But gratitude shifts your perspective. It helps you appreciate what you do have and how far you've already come. Take time to reflect on your progress, no matter how small it might seem. Celebrate your wins and acknowledge the effort you've put in to get where you are. Gratitude is a powerful reminder that your journey is meaningful, even if it looks different from someone else's. Finally, running your own race means staying focused on your own growth. It's about continually striving to be better than you were yesterday. This doesn't mean you have to make massive leaps every day, even small. Consistent improvements add up over time. Focus on developing your skills, nurturing your passions, and building the life you want. When you keep your eyes on your own path, you free yourself from the distractions of comparison and competition. You create space for your own potential to unfold, and you allow yourself to fully embrace the journey of becoming the best version of yourself. Eliminating distractions is one of the most powerful ways to reclaim control over your time, energy, and focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, and they come in all forms: constant notifications on your phone, the endless scroll of social media, emails that demand your attention, and even the people around you pulling you in different directions. These distractions are not just inconveniences, they are barriers standing between you and your goals. They siphon away your most valuable resources, your time and energy, leaving you feeling scattered, overwhelmed, and unproductive. To achieve your full potential, you must master the art of tuning out the noise and focusing on what truly matters. The first step to eliminating distractions is recognizing them for what they are. Distractions often disguise themselves as harmless or even necessary parts of your day. You tell yourself that checking your email every few minutes is just staying on top of things, or that scrolling through social media is a way to relax. But these small, seemingly innocuous habits add up, stealing hours of your time and chipping away at your ability to concentrate. Awareness is key. Pay attention to the patterns in your day. Where does your time go? What activities consistently pull your focus away from what you're trying to accomplish? Once you identify your distractions, you can begin to take action against them. One of the most pervasive distractions in modern life is technology. Our devices are designed to capture and hold our attention with endless streams of notifications, updates, and alerts vying for our focus. While technology can be an incredible tool, it can also be a massive drain on your productivity if you let it control you. The key is to set boundaries with your technology. Start by turning off non-essential notifications. Do you really need to know the second someone likes your post or tags you in a comment? Probably not. By limiting the number of interruptions from your devices, you create space to focus on what truly matters. Social media is another major source of distraction. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook are engineered to keep you scrolling, often for much longer than you intended. Before you know it, a quick glance at your feed turns into an hour of lost time. The solution is to use social media intentionally, not mindlessly. Set time limits for yourself and stick to them. Better yet, designate specific times a day to check your accounts, rather than allowing them to disrupt your flow whenever the urge strikes. Remember, you are in control of your time, not the algorithm. Another way to combat distractions is by creating an environment that supports focus. Your surroundings have a profound impact on your ability to concentrate. If your workspace is cluttered, noisy, or filled with distractions, it will be much harder to stay on task. Take the time to organize your space in a way that promotes clarity and productivity. Remove unnecessary items and keep only the tools you need for the task at hand. If possible, find a quiet place where you can work without interruptions. Even small changes like using noise-canceling headphones or closing your door can make a big difference. Multitasking is another common distraction that many people mistake for productivity. It's easy to believe that juggling multiple tasks at once makes you more efficient, but the truth is that multitasking divides your attention and reduces the quality of your work. Studies have shown that the human brain is not designed to focus on more than one complex task at a time. When you try to do too many things at once, you end up doing none of them well. The solution is to embrace single tasking, focusing on one thing at a time with your full attention. Not only will you accomplish more, but you'll also do it with greater clarity and effectiveness. Procrastination is another form of distraction that often goes unnoticed. When you put off tasks that are important or challenging, you create an opportunity for distractions to fill the void. Instead of addressing the work in front of you, you find yourself drawn to easier, less meaningful activities. Overcoming procrastination requires discipline and a clear sense of purpose. Break large tasks into smaller, more manageable steps and commit to tackling them one at a time. Set deadlines for yourself, even if they're self-imposed, and hold yourself accountable. The satisfaction of making progress will fuel your momentum and keep you focused. It's also important to recognize that distractions are not always external. Internal distractions like self-doubt, fear, and overthinking can be just as disruptive as a buzzing phone or a noisy environment. These mental distractions often stem from uncertainty or a lack of confidence in your ability to succeed. To overcome them, practice self-awareness and mindfulness. When you notice your thoughts drifting or negative emotions taking over, pause and take a deep breath. Remind yourself of your goals and why they matter to you. Refocus your energy on what you can control and let go of the rest. Time management is another critical tool for eliminating distractions. When you don't have a clear plan for your day, it's easy to get sidetracked. Start each day with intention by identifying your top priorities. What are the most important tasks you need to accomplish? Write them down and tackle them first before less important activities have a chance to derail your focus. Use techniques like time blocking to allocate specific periods of your day to different tasks. This creates a structure that helps you stay on track and reduces the temptation to veer off course. Taking regular breaks is another counterintuitive yet effective way to combat distractions. When you push yourself to work for long periods without rest, your focus and productivity decline. Breaks give your mind a chance to recharge, making it easier to stay engaged and attentive when you return to your work. Use techniques like the Pomodoro method, which involves working for 25-minute intervals followed by short breaks to maintain a healthy rhythm. The key is to use your breaks intentionally. Stretch, go for a walk, or meditate rather than turning to mindless distractions like scrolling through your phone. Another strategy for eliminating distractions is to set clear boundaries with the people in your life. While relationships are important, it's essential to communicate your need for focus time. Let your family, friends, and colleagues know when you're unavailable and ask for their support and respecting your boundaries. This might mean setting specific work hours when you won't take calls or respond to messages, or explaining to loved ones that you need uninterrupted time to focus on your goals. Boundaries are not about shutting people out, they're about creating the space you need to be your best self. Eliminating distractions also requires a strong sense of purpose. When you're deeply connected to your goals and motivated by a clear vision of what you want to achieve, it becomes much easier to ignore distractions. Take the time to reflect on why your goals matter to you. What impact will achieving them have on your life? How will they bring you closer to the person you want to become? The more clearly you can see the connection between your actions and your aspirations, the more motivated you'll be to stay focused and disciplined. Lastly, practice self-compassion as you work to eliminate distractions. No one is perfect, and there will be times when you get off track. When this happens, resist the urge to beat yourself up or feel discouraged. Instead, view it as an opportunity to learn and improve. Reflect on what caused the distraction and how you can prevent it in the future. Then, gently guide yourself back to your priorities. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. The more you practice staying focused and eliminating distractions, the stronger your ability to concentrate will become. Prioritizing personal growth is not just an option, it is the foundation of a fulfilling and meaningful life. When you focus on growing as an individual, you unlock your potential, expand your capabilities, and position yourself to handle life's challenges with confidence and resilience. Personal growth is about becoming better than you were yesterday. It's about developing the skills, habits, and mindset that enable you to navigate the complexities of life while staying true to your values and aspirations. This journey of self-improvement is not about perfection or reaching a final destination. It's about the constant pursuit of becoming the best version of yourself. Growth begins with self-awareness. To prioritize your personal development, you must first take an honest look at where you are. This requires reflecting on your strengths and weaknesses, understanding your habits and patterns, and recognizing the areas where you want to improve. Self-awareness is not always comfortable, as it forces you to confront your flaws and limitations, but it is essential. Without a clear understanding of where you stand, it is impossible to chart a path forward. Taking the time to assess yourself honestly allows you to set meaningful goals and focus your efforts on areas that will have the greatest impact. Once you have clarity on where you stand, the next step is setting specific, measurable, and achievable goals for your personal growth. Vague intentions like "I want to be better" are not enough. You need to define what better looks like for you. Do you want to improve your communication skills, become more disciplined, or develop a healthier lifestyle? Whatever your goals may be, write them down and make them as clear and actionable as possible. When you set clear objectives, you create a roadmap for your growth. This clarity not only motivates you, but also keeps you focused and accountable as you work toward your aspirations. Personal growth requires stepping out of your comfort zone. Growth happens when you push yourself beyond the boundaries of what feels safe and familiar. It's easy to stick to routines and habits that feel comfortable, but this comfort often leads to stagnation. To grow, you must be willing to take risks, try new things, and face the possibility of failure. Whether it's learning a new skill, pursuing a challenging opportunity, or confronting a fear, stepping out of your comfort zone allows you to stretch your abilities and discover what you're truly capable of. Each time you face a challenge, you build confidence and resilience, which are essential for long-term growth. Another key aspect of personal growth is adopting a mindset of continuous learning. The world is constantly changing, and the ability to adapt and evolve is crucial. To prioritize growth, you must cultivate a thirst for knowledge and a willingness to learn from every experience. This means seeking out opportunities to expand your understanding, whether through reading, taking courses, attending workshops, or simply engaging in thoughtful conversations. It also means being open to feedback and criticism. Constructive feedback is one of the most valuable tools for growth because it provides insights into areas where you can improve. Embrace feedback with humility and use it as a guide to refine your skills and approach. Personal growth is also deeply tied to the habits and routines you cultivate. Your daily actions have a cumulative effect, shaping who you become over time. To prioritize growth, examine your habits and identify which ones support your goals and which ones hold you back. Developing positive habits such as setting aside time for self-reflection, exercising regularly, or practicing gratitude creates a foundation for sustainable growth. At the same time, it's important to eliminate or replace habits that hinder your progress, such as procrastination or negative self-talk. Building the right habits requires consistency and patience, but the rewards are well worth the effort. Resilience is another crucial component of personal growth. Life is unpredictable and setbacks are inevitable. How you respond to challenges determines whether they become roadblocks or opportunities for growth. Resilience is not about avoiding adversity, it's about developing the strength to bounce back and learn from difficult experiences. This resilience comes from cultivating a positive mindset, staying adaptable, and maintaining a sense of perspective. When you face obstacles with a growth-oriented mindset, you view them as stepping stones rather than barriers. Each challenge becomes a chance to build character, develop new skills, and deepen your understanding of yourself. Another important element of personal growth is nurturing your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage your emotions while also recognizing and empathizing with the emotions of others. This skill is essential for building meaningful relationships, resolving conflicts, and navigating social dynamics effectively. To grow emotionally, practice self-awareness by tuning into your feelings and identifying what triggers them. Work on regulating your emotions so that you respond to situations thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. At the same time, focus on improving your ability to empathize with others. Listening actively, showing compassion, and seeking to understand different perspectives all contribute to stronger connections and a deeper sense of personal fulfillment. Growth also involves cultivating a sense of purpose. When you align your actions with your core values and long-term vision, you create a sense of meaning in everything you do. To discover your purpose, reflect on what truly matters to you. What are your passions? What impact do you want to have on the world? By answering these questions, you can identify the pursuits that resonate with your heart and soul. Living with purpose not only motivates you to keep growing, but also brings a sense of joy and satisfaction to your journey. It gives you a reason to persevere through challenges and stay committed to your goals. Another critical aspect of personal growth is surrounding yourself with the right people. The relationships you maintain have a significant influence on your mindset, motivation, and progress. To prioritize growth, seek out individuals who inspire and challenge you. Surround yourself with people who believe in your potential, encourage you to aim higher, and hold you accountable to your goals. At the same time, be mindful of relationships that drain your energy or hinder your progress. While it's important to be compassionate and supportive, it's also essential to protect your boundaries and prioritize your own well-being. The right support network can make a profound difference in your journey of growth. self-care is another vital component of personal growth. Growth requires energy, focus, and a clear mind, all of which are impossible to sustain without taking care of your physical and mental health. Prioritizing self-care means making time for activities that recharge you, such as exercising, meditating, spending time in nature, or pursuing hobbies you love. It also means being mindful of your mental health and seeking help when needed. Personal growth is not about pushing yourself to the point of burnout. It's about finding a balance that allows you to thrive. When you take care of yourself, you create a strong foundation for continued growth and success. To prioritize personal growth, you must also practice patience and persistence. Growth is a gradual process, and progress is not always linear. There will be times when you feel stuck or frustrated, but these moments are a natural part of the journey. It's important to stay committed to your goals and trust that your efforts will pay off over time. Celebrate small victories along the way and remind yourself of how far you've come. Patience allows you to stay grounded, while persistence keeps you moving forward, even when the path is difficult. By embracing both, you set yourself up for lasting growth and transformation.